Yeah.
Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Holding Court with Empress of Hollywood. My name's Enoch Miller. Your Empress of WeHo. And we're so excited to have you on today. Thank you. So, everyone knows the amazing host of Listen Sweetie, Eric Restivo.
Hi.
And since we are having guest withdrawal this week, we decided to team up and just talk shit about everyone else.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Shit.
Because there's a lot of shit going on in this world, in this community, and this country, and we got
This is delicious.
tea to spill, shade to throw,
Delicious.
and people to read. So we do want to give an amazing shout out to GayLifeLA.com as well for all the amazing things that they help put on for LGBT media and everything going on in the greater Los Angeles community, as well as Kings Road Apartment Homes for the beautiful space you see here today.
Yeah,
Helps make it look
fancy.
So busy. It's so cute.
Fancy in here.
And we're lit.
Sunset Gower what?
So, love you, Tony. Mean it. But we also do want to shout out to Stoli Vodka. For anyone who didn't realize this, Stoli did an amazing label for Pride Month. It's this one you see right here. Thank you to Patrick Gallego for helping us out with this. If you go to the chapel in West Hollywood, they actually have a huge mural of this that they had the artists come in and paint on site there at the chapel, and it's hanging as soon as you walk in on that front wall right there, and it's so beautiful, and it's all for first of all awareness for activism and fighting for LGBT rights. Harvey Milk is on the cover of this, so he is a big activist for the LGBT community for the last, I think 30 plus years before he passed away.
We were at this event. Was it on Harvey Milk Day?
It was on Harvey Milk Day.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on Harvey Milk Day that they brought it out, but it's part of the Pride celebration for awareness, activism, and living your truth and being proud.
Amen, sister.
Hallelujah. And then Eric is wearing a very special extra promotion for us today with another break.
I am.
Rough House Trading Company.
Is that my cue to take my
Yes,
pants off?
that's the cue for Eric to take his pants off.
So, it's funny, I wore these shorts on purpose. They're just like a nice little breakaway. Now, these are my favorite. These are my favorite sporty briefs by Rough House. They really are.
This is also his grinder profile.
It actually is my grinder profile, to be fair.
I said shade today.
All of it.
No, it's not. We're looking at it right now.
It is, I think, actually. I think it might be.
So it's that kind of show, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting naked and we're telling truth.
Yes.
But we're gonna start out with just some fun West Hollywood gossip that's going around. Eric doesn't know a lot of what I'm gonna be bringing
Throw
up
it
for
at me,
this,
baby.
so I'm gonna get his opinion on a lot of this stuff. Which some of it's interesting, some of it's a little fucked up, crazy, and then some of it's a little scary as hell. So we'll start with scary as hell right off the bat.
Okay.
So this is a little happy, positive, but still sad at the same time. Blake Leibel was the guy who, I don't know if a lot of you saw stories from WeHoville posting, murdered brutally his live-in girlfriend here in West Hollywood, and the coroner described it as some horror Saw movie scene. It was the most nastiest thing our coroner's ever seen. He was found guilty and is being charged with life in prison without the possibility of parole, and sentencing will be here on the 26th at the end of this week. So we are very happy that the jury are putting him away, locking and throwing away the key, and just getting rid of this human being.
Where was this?
It was Holloway?
Holloway?
Yeah, Holloway, and I think right over by Larrabee-ish, kind of right behind Equinox area, right over there.
Listen, straight people, I don't.
Well, and what's even more shady
them.
about it, so this was his
Straight
mistress. This was his mistress. He had a wife that lived in Beverly Hills that he was with, and this was his live-in girlfriend. And the case, the prosecutor saying read like a movie script when he told the juries that it was the most gruesome crime scene he'd ever seen, with a prolonged attack in which the living girlfriend was alive for the better part of the mutilation and mayhem. So, this guy is sadistic, and I'm glad he's being put away.
Sounds
forever.
like a Hostel movie, or
It
one
does.
of those the Jigsaw movies. But to be fair, I would also like to be rich enough one day to have a wife and a live-in girlfriend. To have both. You have your wife, and then you have someone that you have living in. That's not girls. Obviously, they'd both be my husband and my living boyfriend. But
he's just gonna have a harem.
That's
what it is.
That's goals right there.
Doug and I always talk about.
I know they're dead now. Rest may they rest. But
Doug and I are gonna have that thing we've discussed before, where when we get rich, we're buying a house in the hills. We're gonna hire all the go-go boys from around the area that we know to come and stand naked around the pool.
I'm gonna live in the back.
And yeah, like all our friends can live with us and just hang out and watch naked boys just like come around and be by the pool all day.
Just me and 9,000 dogs.
Party. Eric and his, like, he'll have a pet rescue out of his room.
It's true. We'll call it the Gay Life LA Dogs.
Exactly. Which will be cute. It'll be so adorable. So Monday night, the next story is West Hollywood City adopted a $135 million budget for their 2018-2019 fiscal year. They always do a 2-year budget every couple years for the city. And for the full details of kind of the breakdown, go to WeHoville.com and see all that. I mean, there's a ton of information in there, and it's too much to read off. But go check it out, and it's just kind of all listed by the different categories, whether it's like civic responsibility, homeless, general fund, all the different stuff. It's all kind of broken down as to what they're going through. The one thing I'm excited for, because I was on a committee to work on this, is they're hiring an alcoholic liaison officer. For the bars. So it's going to be an officer at the sheriff's station. It will be an actual police officer. And what they'll do is their job responsibility will be conducting regular visits of all alcohol establishments, creating relationships with the businesses to make sure permits are up to date, to help them with any issues on alcohol problems they have, to kind of mitigate any situations before they go to either alcohol and beverage control or the city's, not economic development, but city's code compliance and code enforcement officers. So it's supposed to be an in-between. It's like
like the liaison, like the drag king liaison. Like there's always that drag queen liaison. There's always that person in between everyone.
Yeah.
So as someone who works in a bar, it's actually kind of relieving to hear
and that's
that
what
we're going to have someone in between us and the higher power of the ABC. So that's something to look forward to. I never thought that I would say excited and fiscal in the same sentence. To be fair, but I mean, I guess that's. But this is 30.
But really, I mean, and the whole goal of this is, and it's what we presented as one of the recommendations for public safety to the city of West Hollywood, is that this officer is supposed to be building relationships with bars, not some guy with a book to write everyone up for infractions and stuff. It's supposed to be someone that builds relationships, help mitigate issues, and also to like help the bars out if they ever like, hey, saw your license up, just so you know, it's coming due, hear that, just if you guys have a new one, send me the new one, we're good. So it's really to help mitigate and then build better relationships, because our nightlife is a huge commodity here in West Hollywood, and we need to really foster the relationship with business and enforcement to be better, instead of just like, they're out to get us and we're not looking to work with them.
Well, maybe it'll set the tone for the bars to feel that same attitude as well towards each other, as opposed to, there are certain bars in the city of West Hollywood that don't want other bars to do well. It's insane. But really, all of the bars rely on a thriving business of everyone to be doing well to continue to run the way they're running. So, I mean, it's kind of cool.
And I mean, honestly, most of us, especially, I know at least us, go to at least 2 or 3, if not more, bars during the course of going out in a night.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Eric is at Flaming Saddles all day, every day.
I don't go out at all. I don't go out at all. I mean, like, cut to like 12 hours ago.
We were at Abbey. So next story, it's kind of a cool one. West Hollywood secured a state grant to combat illegal tobacco sales. They received $75,000 from the state of California to kind of help build programs on combating the illegal sale of cigarettes and tobacco to minors. Apparently, and I was in on a meeting with this as well, and this was a little disturbing. Out of all the places around here, it's not as bad, but there were, I think it was like 35 to 40% of the businesses that are allowed to sell products have been caught with undercover operations of selling to minors. Like what they do is they hire actual minors to go in and try and get them to sell them tobacco products, and then they report back to the officer that they said yes or no, they let me do
That's
this.
a pretty fun job, to be fair. I would want to be the one that would have to be the fake shopper for cigarettes. But it's kind of crazy with the tobacco ads. I actually noticed this because I just recently became an adult and got cable. And it's fabulous. Spectrum, shout out. Some sponsorship would be fabulous. But I was watching this commercial, and it was a tobacco ad, and they make it seem like it's like an ad for like a Candyland board game.
Right.
It's like it's nuts. What they do to sell cigarettes these days. So it's not shocking to me that this is something that's coming back.
And it really isn't. And it actually, the Attorney General announced that a total of $37.5 million in grants to be distributed to 71 cities throughout California. So this isn't just one little area they're doing it. They're really branching out to make sure they regulate this in a very effective way to, I mean, first of all, educate students to know don't go out and buy tobacco products if you're underage. But also, I mean, getting these businesses to just at least, I mean, do better business practices and stop getting yourselves fined. I mean, God, you're trying to survive as a business with every other freaking fine you have and bill and crap. Why make yourself get in trouble with the state with something as simple as don't, if you're underage, don't sell.
Yeah, if you're underage, just don't sell.
Exactly.
Hello, check IDs. Thank you. And if you don't have a driver's license, you can have an identification card.
Yeah, seriously, there's so many different things.
They're very laid back. Get one.
It's so easy. So yeah, it's. This comes into effect. This grant as part of the Proposition 56, the California Healthcare Research and Prevention Tobacco Act of 2016. So this is kind of all coming into a head from the funds they raised from that tax to be distributed out to everyone. So congratulations, West Hollywood, on being named on one of those.
Just smoke pot, you know.
Smoke pot.
Seriously, everyone watching, just like don't smoke tobacco. I mean, if you're drunk and you have a slip up, it is what it is. But you know, like. Just smoke medical marijuana.
Yeah.
Just do that.
And be 21 or older.
Yeah, medical marijuana.
Yeah.
Soon to be opening.
Stay tuned.
Right?
Soon
Stay
to be
tuned
opening
for
here.
soon to be opening for somewhere else.
Yeah.
For another sponsor coming soon. So another kind of thing that's been a little controversial in the city, and we kind of talked about this a little bit on his show yesterday. If you want to check that out, you can go to Listen Sweetie's Facebook page or Gay Life LA. Or Eric Restivo. All three of them have their for Listen Sweetie. Usually,
my social security number is one.
It's usually at 4 p.m. on Tuesdays. You can check them out on that stuff. Also syndicated with iHeartRadio and Spotify through UBN Radio. So go check it out there.
Enoch.
And in all the words, phrases, yes.
Come on.
You think RuPaul can do all the advertising? Girl, I got it. Cast for realness. Okay. So the city is actually voted to ban electric scooters, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen them. There's actually one
outside right now. I'm so tempted to go grab it.
And for a lot of people that don't understand what people mean by bans, they're clarifying it for you. What it means is these companies are not allowed to have drop locations in West Hollywood of these scooters. Now, if you own a scooter or if you ride it in from another city, you're not going to get stopped at the borders and have someone like snatch it out from under your feet. Just means those companies are not allowed to place these scooters in West Hollywood.
The borders?
In the borders, yeah. And if they do, they're going to get taken out and moved. I don't know how they're going to do that. It's code enforcement's job, but they're going to get rid of it. So, 3 of the council members had like actual opinions to say. 2 of them were against. 1 was for. And I don't know. With me personally, it kind of freaks me out a little bit with these things because they're, first of all, no helmets, no safety ways of doing that. The speed is from 0 to what I think it's like 7 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, whatever. It's like 0 to whatever that is.
Right. There's no fade.
There's no fade, and if there is, I mean it's a quick one. And I just see these people just like flying down the street with them without paying attention.
I think if there was like a designated lane, you know, like there is for the bikes, and maybe if people weren't doing it and operating these things on the sidewalk, then it would be a little bit different. But as someone like who also has dogs,
yeah,
you know, and I'm walking my dogs down Santa Monica Boulevard, and then there's skateboarders and electrical, you know, it's like, it's just too much, and anything can happen. So, I mean, anything. Also, if you're not wearing a helmet, and then, God forbid, you like get bumped into the street or something.
Oh yeah.
You know, like.
Well, and we've had an issue with a lot of elderly residents that West Hollywood is a very elderly friendly and all about aging in place. And
right.
A lot of elderly individuals that have either walkers, canes. I mean,
right.
well, first of all, I can't get out of the way as fast if the person isn't paying attention who's driving the scooter. If there's an issue with that, I mean, I've had one, her name's Yola Dory, she talks about it all the time. She's almost gotten hit.
What's her name?
Yola Dory.
Yola Dory.
Yeah, sweetheart lady, part of the
her.
Disability Advisory Board, all about, again, this city and community. And she's almost been hit, she said, like 2 or 3 times.
Do her parents really name her Yola Dory, or is that her name?
That's Yola. It's her real name, Yola.
Sorry, I'm still on that.
Love it, Yola. Yeah, she is always such a huge supporter of this community and everything fun and innovative as long as it's effective for the community.
Gotcha.
But then she's like, hell no. And there's a lot of them. Plus, I agree, we're not some college-esque campus.
Yeah, it's not like
city.
Venice Boardwalk.
Yeah,
you know?
it's not like Santa Monica. It's not
Sure.
like something like that where it would actually make sense to do this. Or by UCLA or USC. I mean, that would make sense if you had scooters around there. That'd be kind of cool. But as congested as our sidewalks are, as congested as our streets are, I don't think this was such a smart idea. Plus, they guerrilla attacked West Hollywood with putting these things out there. No approval, no permitting.
They just
reviews.
showed up.
They showed up, dropped, and said, "Here, have at it."
Like all over the place. It wasn't just like a designated area.
No,
they were in the front of your lawn and all over. So
well, and people don't pay attention where they put them after they're done using them.
But I did excitedly see one yesterday when we were out and wanted to get on one really bad. So if they stick around for a little while longer so that I can at least try one, I would like that.
Yeah. And again, you can always ride one in from out of the city or go to Venice or go to Santa Monica and do something crazy with those. I mean, they are all over in LA.
Yeah.
It's just, for our area, it's really, like, I just don't think it makes sense. If they came, like you said, with having a designated lane or, like, prepared the city to kind of work around, like, finding out a way that they could be in the alternate mobility kind of ideal of what, like, bikes or whatever you use or that.
Well, like WeHo pedals.
Yeah, or something like that. If they could find a way to kind of incorporate themselves with that, like, through the appropriate process, maybe the city might be a little bit more apt to kind of look into having those in there, but I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Sorry, scooters.
Sorry, not sorry, because
What
you
is
guys
it,
are
the bird, right?
The bird app?
Yeah,
Bird
bird
app.
app. Bird.
So the bird. Oh, wow.
I downloaded it last night.
So this is really fun, which I thought was kind of silly, but I mean, it makes sense. West Hollywood is Tinder's most swiped Greater Los Angeles neighborhood. Which, so for anyone who thinks, like, why is it not Grindr? Just so you know, West Hollywood is actually 60% identified as straight individuals. Heterosexual men and women.
Y'all remember that article from like 3 articles ago, right? The one with the on Holloway that killed the straight. Just say it.
40% gay. So, I mean, there might be more, maybe than that. They just haven't registered. But, I mean, as part of the census that's done through the city, 40% identify as gay, LGBT+, and then 60% is straight. So, and also Tinder is in West Hollywood. It's up on Sunset Boulevard. Their offices are here. Same thing with Grindr.
I don't have Tinder. I'm fully, prepared to say that I have Grindr. I mean, like, let's just not lie, but I don't have Tinder.
I've had that app in 6 years, so I don't know what it even looks like.
What,
now.
Tinder?
Any of them?
Or Grindr?
Yes.
Tinder, it's like their color scheme is like white and red.
I know it's like the whole swipe left, swipe right kind of thing.
Yeah, they make it seem like as angelic and non-whorish as it can be. And then Grindr doesn't hide anything. It's like black and yellow, and it's like
nudes.
You can filter out exactly what you want to the point of it being like, hey, I want this daddy, hairy, toned CSI male who's only searching for friendship and right now.
Okay,
in
so
the leather tribe.
So search
you
option
literally
optimization.
Now, I didn't just read off my personal filter. I'm just saying that is a filter that you can have in Grindr. You know,
just everything he just said except for the hairy. So
I find though that Tinder in LA and like compared to like New York or other cities, Tinder in LA is a little bit more flaky. Like I did have Tinder when I first moved here, and I gave it a go, and I wasn't even like approaching it from like a thoughty kind of angle. And for those of you at home who don't know what thoughty means, thoughty's like, like desperate, like thirsty, like too much. And I really just put like regular pictures up there, and anytime I would go to meet up with someone, within like the last maybe 2 or 3 hours of it, something would fall through.
Oh, Jesus.
And it was like it was a pattern that I noticed on Tinder in LA.
Lame.
So.
Which is funny, the second one cracks me up, like, because it was 10 cities in Greater Los Angeles area. So it goes West Hollywood, then Silver Lake, Beverly Hills, Los Feliz, Venice, Koreatown, South LA.
Koreatown?
Yeah, I know, right? Santa Monica, although Asians get thirsty every now and then, too.
No, it's not just Asians who live in Koreatown because the name is Koreatown.
Agree to disagree.
Is it?
I think so, because you go there and it's all Korean shops, all Korean.
My friend Matthew, who is an all-American blonde boy with blue eyes, lives in Koreatown and loves it.
There's some tokens. Then it goes South LA, Santa Monica, downtown Los Angeles, and then Echo Park is the final one. And it's kind of interesting, though, like some of the areas they pulled up, because I think some of the other ones would be more, but like some of the more like residential, rural areas, but no, I was kind of surprised. But I can see a lot of the first, like, at least West Hollywood, Silver Lake, Koreatown, and downtown being very youth-oriented areas that it's
like being gentrified to be like fun and like how Brooklyn once, Brooklyn was like not a place to live, and now it's like where you go if you can't afford Manhattan.
And I mean, you usually see the demographic being from like mid-20s to like early 40s-esque, and that kind of being the age range roughly in that area. And it's again usually young, hip, that, like you said, that very artistic Brooklyn. Not weird stoner people, but fun, engaging professionals that are all kind of. and downtown's shifted.
We
like,
should do a
night and
study
day.
and put them all next to each other, and we should like put like what is it, Christian Mingle and Tinder and Bumble and all those like weird
Oh my
popular
God.
dating apps,
Yeah.
and actually see if there's a study to be done as to which one is the most successful.
I
Is
bet
that something
there
we can
is.
do?
Oh, well, there probably is something out there. We can look it up.
Yeah.
We'll look into that because that's actually kind of
That's
would be
kinda cool.
interesting to see which
Yeah,
one would be
totally.
the most popular. Or Plenty of Fish. I don't know.
And Adam for Adam is back. They revamped Adam
They
for Adam.
did?
Yeah, so now it's like a dating site as opposed to just like a
Really?
hookup site. Yeah.
That's how Doug and I met.
Do you know Arad Win-Win or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah.
Him and Nick Mask, who is
Yeah, I know Nick.
Murray's boyfriend. So
yeah.
they're brand ambassadors for the new Adam for
Oh,
Adam.
that's cool.
I may or may not have gotten a pop-up ad for it on Grindr this morning. So that's how I know.
Mhm. And I love A-Ray. He's such a sweetheart.
I don't know him, but I
It's-
definitely am a fan.
Well, I've
That's all
done
I
some.
can say.
I've done some notary work for him, so it was just funny because like when I first met, I was like, he's like, "It's my name's Muhammad." I'm like, "What? It's not A-Ray?" He's like, "No, it's my porn name." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense."
I prefer the porn name.
I do too.
Yeah.
Plus, you win double.
Yeah, that's what I would
Okay.
win-win.
And so this one, okay, I mean, this one I'm gonna need your opinion on because
Okay.
I'm a little 50-50 on it because
Okay, I'm ready.
it's a little. So, just later on Monday, a man was found dead on Hacienda Place, identified as Adrian Norbert. WeHo did a story about it. They don't know as of yet what's happened, other than he may have either fallen or been pushed from a window and fell to his death. And the investigators are still kind of figuring out the whole situation. They saw that there might have been a struggle, so they're still looking into it. However, WeHo, when they put up the story of the picture for the body being on the ground and attached it with the story, and got a lot of backlash from it because of people saying you need to take that down, it's inappropriate, family, blah, 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 blah.
When did this happen? This week?
Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's happened Monday. And so Hank put out, Hank Scott, who's the editor and CEO for Westside Media
So
Company.
I'm so sorry. People responded to the ad that WeHoville put out.
Yes.
You're saying okay.
They responded to the article
Uh-huh.
saying this, having the picture of the body laying there is inappropriate and blah, 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 blah. And so Hank put out an op-ed saying, hey, media has this issue all the time. And also, I've seen multiple news media places put up, like, if there's ever been a shooting, if there's stuff like that with bodies laying on streets or things, corpses
I
being
mean,
covered.
there's videos of children being separated at the border that are out right now, and people are angry about a local city article that shows the picture of the guy who's on the ground.
And I'm just
was
like,
it right outside as a what was the setup? Like, does it look
Oh,
like he fell from the or he was put? Like,
yeah.
do they
I mean,
know?
he's just laying on the floor. I mean,
I would love to follow this story because a lot of times after like the medical examiner tests things out, they can like tell if it like.
well, that's what they're
right.
again, it just
It's
happened
in that
Monday,
process,
so they don't know exactly what happened. just
My
yet.
opinion on thinking it's too much, I don't really think it's too much. I think that it's probably the job, and not probably, I think it's the job of the editors and the writers and everyone who's involved in WeHoville and Gay Life LA, and it's, it's a major media outlet that people look to every
So
day.
that's what it is.
And,
Right.
okay, I saw that. And
Yeah.
as an outsider looking in who knew nothing about the backlash that you've been getting, I don't really take it as offense.
And that's the thing with media. I can see how people have to be very careful on how they put out stuff like this, and obviously, if it
You're not showing his face. It's
No.
not like it's like a bloody picture of The Hills Have Eyes.
right.
You know? I mean, it's
and
like,
it's also
you know.
with. I mean, again, you go across any media board. I mean, especially when they do foreign stories from like war-torn countries and stuff like that, and seeing video of like shit getting like I've seen video of people getting shot before in news stories.
Listen, they're
going
going to complain if you guys don't put enough out there, and they're going to complain if you put too much out. It's like you have to find that weird happy medium and make sure that every single person in the world reading this freaking article is happy, and that's just nearly impossible.
So that would never. So
you
no
know,
one would
like,
ever write anything.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you're damned if you do, you're
Yeah.
damned if you don't.
I mean,
you know?
it's definitely unfortunate. Our hearts do go out to the family, and we hope whatever happened. Whether
But don't
it's
the
accidental-
families want the coverage to be happening? Wouldn't they want the
would
awareness
think
going
so.
on about their family? I mean, I don't understand.
I
like,
think it's
wouldn't it-
more they're just upset about the picture. I think more than the coverage. I think that's what they're, from what I'm gathering, what people
Okay,
are saying.
so they're upset. He put a statement out. Did he apologize in the statement saying we're sorry, but we're going to keep doing this?
I mean,
This is the problem.
in a sense, he didn't say sorry. He's just saying it's always been a discussion between news medias for years and years and years.
Yeah.
He's like, again, we're hoping whatever happens gets found out, that
Totally.
the truth comes out. But I mean, it's just like this is our policy. He's like, we won't post something that's in someone's private residence or something from that. But if it's, I mean, it's public, he's on.
Unfortunately, not to
property.
sound insensitive, but I mean,
it's a hard subject.
WeHoville didn't get the guy to fall or push or
Right.
be pushed from whatever window to end up on a camera.
Exactly.
So,
and so, I
there's
mean,
that.
I think it's just, again, we're not wanting to promote death and violence, obviously, but I mean, it's out there, and if someone has anything they can say, contact the information on the article that reads you to the chief investigator to really help find what really happened to this young man, and help the families find some peace in this all. So
yeah, focus on that.
exactly, that's what I'm going to say on that. So we're going to go now to Eric's amazing stories that he's got for us, some juice
my God.
from around the world.
Well, my stories are not so deep, or I feel like I need like a Valium and a over the pants hand job after that. I mean, it's like
he
crazy.
needs that regardless, ladies and
But
gentlemen.
some breaking news stories that are going on in my world. I always try to say this on Listen Sweetie with Enoch, that if we like sat here and spoke about all the negativity and the disgustingness that goes on every single day, we really wouldn't have anyone watching the show.
You would be so
we have to
depressed.
bring some light to some outrageously stupid things too. So fan favorite from RuPaul's Drag Race season 10. Unfortunately, the first one to be sent home, Miss Vanjie.
Yes.
The world is about to get Vanjier, people, because tomorrow Miss Vanjie's new single, I'm Vanjie, will be released on iTunes. It's in collaboration with Darren Burgos. I'm not sure who that is, but I already love him. Or her. And lyrics by none other than one of our favorites, West Hollywood's ratchet queen herself, Miss Cake Moss, who I feel like goes under the radar for how great she is. She wrote Basketball, which was amazing. She's co-wrote Shade with Alaska, which was a really fun video. I mean, Cake Moss is doing it.
She turns it out, especially this last album and the one right before it. She got some great songs out there.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She
and
knows
her
what
videos
she's
as
doing.
well,
You
for
can
sure.
you can catch Cake Moss at Flaming Saddles every Sunday for Bring It to Brunch service from 1 to 3. She's there every week. And Cake, a message from all of your family members at Gay Life LA. We want you out of Taco Bell.
Yes.
We will personally pay your way for a week if we have to or something. We just don't want you to get shot.
Seriously.
Tonight at the Bell is a hit on YouTube, and you can continue to do it.
It's
and
hilarious.
it can be based on true events if you'd like. You don't have to be working there, but
Or just go back there and order and see what shit happens with the people.
We just don't want you to get hurt. So
Yeah,
open up a t-shirt store.
Exactly.
Teach little children how to ride bikes because you're riding your bike all the time. Anything. But we love you from everyone here at Gay Life LA.
Okay,
and we're already proud of you.
I love you, girl, but don't teach kids anything. I see what shit you do online. I see you.
She is always on that bike.
She is. We see her all the time, going to and from all her gigs.
All right, so there is a special place. I have to take a sip of my Stoli pink lemonade cocktail.
Yes, Stoli, Patrick Gallagher, Stoli, yes!
There is a special place in the United States called Florida. And there is a lot that goes on in Florida, so much to the point of where I have had to make a local news station in Jacksonville, Florida, one of my home pages on my extremely inconvenient Firefox app that barely ever works on my computer. But basically, Douglas Kelly from, and I'm not, I picked this one because of you actually, but I'm not covering up his name because I'm not on iHeartRadio, so I can't get flagged. So,
it's in the news.
Douglas Kelly is 49 from Jacksonville, Florida, and he reportedly called the county sheriff's office last night asking them to test the drugs he bought a week earlier because he wanted to press charges against the person who sold them to him. Now, his public defender did not immediately respond to a request for a comment or anything. Police said Kelly told him he had a bad reaction after he smoked what he believed to be meth and thought he was sold another illegal substance. So, in an effort to ensure the quality of the drug the suspect purchased, detectives told Kelly that if he came to the sheriff's office, they could test the narcotic that he had purchased. Kelly drove down to the police station and handed over the clear, crystallized substance for the officers to test, and tests showed that it was indeed meth. According to the Facebook post, he was arrested and charged with possession and booked into the county jail. Officers used this incident to let others know that they are always here to test any illegal drugs.
Yeah!
You will believe that you were sold bad drugs. We are now offering a free service to test them for you. Remember, our detectives are always ready to assist anyone who believes they were missiled in their illegal drug purchase.
Oh my god, this is genius. And the sad thing is, probably more people will show up to turn in their, like, fucked up drugs.
Stupid news. And it took place in Florida, which just makes it even better. Like, you don't read about this shit taking place in Jackson Heights, Queens.
No.
You know, in New York. But no, Jacksonville, Florida. Apparently you can go and put the trust in your local police station to test out your meth.
Oh my god, that was clever. I mean, I was like, kudos to the police officers that came up with that idea, because that is freaking clever.
When you were like, bring some stories in for my show, I was like, oh my god, should I bring the meth one in? Totally.
First of all, the stupidity of individuals never ceases to amaze me.
Okay,
Ever.
so speaking of stupidity of individuals,
Ooh.
there is a Brazilian lingerie company that is offering a vibrating pair of underwear to women to get into the idea of watching soccer. So, apparently what this is that there's this underwear that is going to be directly correlated with what's going on in the soccer game. And if they score a goal, or if, the ball goes back to the other team, and depending on the reaction of the people who are in the stands, or whatever you call it at those sports things, I don't know. I just think, like, I say the seats, the audience. The theater. People sitting around, whatever their reactions are will be a direct result of the vibration level going on in the female underwear garment. So it's like if another team gets the ball, then it won't be a good vibration and it'll make the woman very upset about what's going on in the game. Or if they score, then she'll be happy like her boyfriend is happy because she's getting a vibrating sensation in her underwear.
God.
What do you think about that?
I mean, wow. I mean, whatever helps her get into the game.
Yeah, like the level of excitement is directly a result of what
I want
happens
to see
in
how many
underwear.
men are going to use this product, because I'd love to have my pants
I would
vibrating
do it
so often.
I mean, it would make me watch soccer. I'm not watching it for anything else other than the men's. So if I have a vibrating pair of underwear on, I mean, it's just gonna be more exciting.
Honestly, they should probably just turn that into your music station and just have it play off the beat, and then just you sit back and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, well, I would. To be fair, I mean, that's the point.
So that cracks me
Yeah.
up. I mean,
So it's apparently being manufactured somewhere in Brazil, and we're apparently taking a trip to Brazil in a few months. So
Party.
you're on up.
or we're just
KLFLA takes
ordering it for Brazil so that way we can.
Here we go. Okay, so
Powers
the
to the pussy.
Russian outlet for Burger King has always kind of been known for their racy TV campaign ads and their commercials because, it's Russia and you can do whatever the fuck you want. There was a campaign that just aired on the Russian outlet for Burger King that was saying that if you got impregnated by a World Cup star, you would win free Whoppers for the rest of your life.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa is right. So immediately after they posted this campaign, on their outlets for whatever that is, the equivalent of social media and TV in Russia.
Oh, that's right.
They got an immediate backlash and then went on to apologize on another social media campaign that was against, the offering the burgers for life. But yeah, it was if you got pregnant by a football player, you win free Whoppers.
I will say that's discrimination against men. Because
Yeah, it
I
is.
would want free Whoppers for life, and I can't clench the term.
I would totally love it. Yeah, and I would love to get impregnated by a World Cup star.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I have unintentional abortions every time I have sex. It's unfortunate.
so they apologized and they said that it was in poor taste.
Wow.
And they posted on the official Russian social media account. And shortly after announcing they pulled back due to blah, 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 yes, they apologized. And however, evidence of the stunt does live on in screenshots.
Yay!
So you can check that out if
I
you
love
are
screenshots.
less of a human being than both of Enoch and myself. Which is pretty damn low.
Which is pretty fucking low.
I do have one more for you, just to, go out with a bang. So, there are a lot of people, including myself, who enjoy a lot of natural remedies, I don't like to take Advil, I only take Xanax, things like that. So, there is a girl who's claiming right now to, continue to drink her dog's urine.
Oh, I've heard of this
because
before.
it keeps your skin really clear and glowing. So, ironically, we can't show pictures on this show, but if we were, if we could, this girl was wearing a heavily caked on face, and I mean, it was, makeup, whoa, you know, like cheesecake.
Mimi from Drew Carey's show back in the day.
No, like well, yes, but also like imagine the Cheesecake Factory in makeup form. You know, like it was like caked on her face, okay?
Oh,
and it's a viral video of her drinking a cup of this sparkling cider that is definitely dog piss. You can see her filling it up. It's quite disturbing, and also really funny. And she drank it in one thing, and she says that she's been doing it. And her skin's been glowing ever since.
So you want to hear something really nasty? So back in the early 2000s, 2005 time, actual
Also, there's no proof that this works, by the way. She's just doing it.
Med spa,
you know, like
there are these,
just to put that out there.
There are these med spa doctors that used to advise some of their patients to drink their own urine because it would help their skin and keep them looking younger. And lots of women got on this fad for I think a few. They might still be doing.
Listen,
something
if
there.
we're like lost on an island and I have to
Even
drink
then,
my
no.
urine or your urine, I'm gonna drink mine, you know. But still, I mean, I don't want to do it unless it's that, you know.
Yeah.
There are also women who eat their placenta,
Yeah.
or whatever. They make a smoothie out of it.
Yep.
If you're that woman, I don't want to be your friend.
No.
I'm like open to being friends with all women, but please don't eat your placenta. I mean, that's gross. It's disgusting. But anyway, so there are a lot of alternative therapies that are out there right now that people use for chemotherapy and different, all of that stuff. I just don't think that, this is one of them. I don't think that we can really use this in the same sentence of we use peppermint oil or ginger as opposed to taking stomach medicine. You know, this is dog pee and it's disgusting.
Absolutely. Gotcha.
And that's it. I mean,
Yay.
I decided to bring in 5 of the most different articles for you going
That's
on
freaking hilarious.
all over the place.
I love it.
A little disgusting, and I'm sorry for it.
I love it. I've got a couple world news stuff that I saw that some of it's for Pride Month related stuff, so I kind of kept it in the Pride Month family. So this just came out. Doug's the one who sent this over to me, and it's a very interesting article.
Who's Doug?
My little better half.
There he is.
So apparently a company has potentially developed an HIV vaccine that's going to be going to human trials here in 2019. And the amazing part about this is that it actually might counteract certain strains of the HIV virus and help kind of actually eliminate the virus from test subjects. So they've had really good trials with mice, guinea pigs, monkeys, and it's neutralized dozens of HIV strains. The findings were published in June 4th of Nature Medicine, and they're going to be going to human trials here, like they said at the beginning of the year in 2019. But, I mean,
it's huge. As much
huge.
As I hate hearing about animal testing, I mean, it's huge,
I mean, but I mean, the fact that they are potentially finding a workaround against this virus and being able to actually create antibodies because of this and to counteract it, I think it's
about
phenomenal.
damn time.
Yeah.
Hello.
Exactly. Yeah.
Time is up. Is that what they said?
Yeah. But I said first, scientists have identified a powerful antibody that makes a chance of neutralizing it because they specifically target a particular type of the actual strain. And so it's like a workaround into one part of the virus that spreads to the rest of the virus. Wow. So once they get the kind of human testing and seeing that this actually works in humans, we may have a viable option.
It's gonna be expensive as shit.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried it's going to be
shit,
freaking out the wazoo for people to pay for.
Right. They're going to have to come out with a generic version that us middle class. I mean, that's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
totally.
Exactly. So again, fingers crossed. Hopefully, we are this much closer to coming to a cure for HIV and AIDS. So fingers crossed on this working for all of it. Another thing, and this I kind of want your opinion on because I'm kind of, again, a little torn on it. A lot of companies have kind of been called out that make Pride clothing for some of their lines that are being made in countries. As I'm wearing a Pride accessory.
Right.
For being made in countries that are where it's illegal to be gay. And some people are kind of upset about this and are
upset how? Describe, what are they
upset that the fact that they're putting money into these countries. Even though, on the other flip side, they do support LGBT plus organizations and stuff for the community, and obviously, it's some of the proceeds do go to some of these organizations.
I don't like countries that are making money off of something they don't believe in.
And I'm kind of the same way.
That's how I feel, But right. I mean, to be fair, if it's also benefiting an LGBT run company that's the outside company coming in, then it's like, how do you really get mad if it's making something that you believe in money, but it's also at the same time, it's like, so it's kind of like Gracias Madre. You ever been there? It's the vegan Mexican place, but it's owned by an extremely well-known meat eater, you know, and he's got like a bunch of different restaurants all over the place, and it's his only vegan restaurant, you know, like,
well, it's that and Cafe Gratitude is the other one.
Sure, which is kind of like, no offense, but like, it's like the Wendy's of vegan food, you know, I mean, it's delicious, but it's, you know, it's not, and it's processed and delicious, but so it's kind of like that almost, you know, so.
Well, it's like Levi's and.
Yeah,
well,
that's hard.
They called out a few brands. The one they kind of called out the most was H&M, because their main factory for making their whole Pride line that they've been doing for Pride season is in Bangladesh, which is an avid anti-supporter of LGBT rights and bans
They still make really good clothes.
Well, and there's the thing. It's like
Nine-fingered kids.
Nine-fingered kids. Oh God, we're going to hell. But I mean, I'm definitely torn because
That's wrong, Mister.
No, we're not even getting into that.
Yeah.
But I do. I mean, I'm torn because I like the fact that they're bringing some sort of awareness in a way to money being brought to these other organizations. But then it's like, but you're giving this country money.
If I had to vote, I'd probably say no. Like, if it was like a yes or no vote, my vote would probably go to no on that. But I do see both sides.
Yeah.
But I would probably have to,
I don't think you should go out and protest these things or ban or like boycott or whatever. But I mean, if you want to be aware of places that are doing this, you can go check out. All these articles are online, and you can go see some of the places where they're mentioned. But yeah, it is very hard to. I mean, you can't obviously go only one place and never go to somewhere else when all the places that you can go for good clothing are in a certain area. So, I mean, there's no easy way around this situation. But yeah, I do agree. It's kind of, I see both sides on it. And then this is a really cool story.
Sure.
In Palm Springs.
I love Palm Springs.
There are LGBTQ adults that have been stepping up to raise queer youth, recognizing that they are often the most failed demographic in the foster system. And there's this place called Sanctuary in Palm Springs, founded by couple L.T. Thompson and David Rothmiller. And it's the first all LGBTQ plus transitional housing program that specifically fosters LGBTQ identified youth between 18 and 21. So, I mean,
like a party.
It's amazing. So
sounds like a good Friday night.
Let's
go.
I love it. And I do agree. I do think that they are the most kind of distanced population of the youth that are homeless youth or foster youth, and not many people are actually going out of their way to.
Well, a lot of people go to Palm Springs too because it's like LA didn't quite make it. Like it's like they run away to LA and then they don't make it in LA, so they go to Palm Springs. You know, like it's like unfortunately that's kind of what happens. You know. I love Palm Springs.
Exactly.
You know,
and
I hope to retire there.
There's a few other places that are popping up around the country, like Wisconsin. A gay couple put up a opening Courage House, which is a drop-in center specifically for LGBT youth. New York City, a nonprofit, You've Got to Believe, facilitates adoptions for homeless youth as well. So, I mean, I think this is starting to become more of a prevalence in the outer community area where they're actually specifically making foster systems for this demographic, and I think it's really amazing that first of all they're going out of their way to support. I mean, West Hollywood alone has a huge homeless population. LA it's even bigger with I think it's almost 8,000 youth that are homeless.
It's like
sad.
It's so not
It's
you can't
very
even
sad.
like really get a feeling for how bad it is.
Yeah, and if you guys ever want to do anything to help support, those children, go to the LGBT Center. It's an amazing organization. They're right over here, just outside of West Hollywood, on right by Highland and Santa Monica. But they do a ton for LGBT youth and homeless youth in this community. So, ever want to support them? An amazing organization for the Los Angeles LGBT Center. But yeah, thanks those people there in Palm Springs for really reaching out and putting their home and their love out for these beautiful children. It's sad to see that it happens, but. Oh, at least there are people.
It's good. There's a home away from home.
Exactly.
You know,
a homo
away from
a homo away from home. Okay. But before we go, I want to ask Eric, and then Eric and I are going to give. What is your way every day you live your pride? Since it's Pride Month.
My every day that I live my pride would probably just be. I'm not really afraid nor have I ever been to be myself, really. You know, I wear what I want, I say what I want, I deal with the consequences of dealing with saying with what I want, you know. And I also am someone who is not closed off to the idea of being a better person and learning about myself every day and knowing the things that I've done wrong.
Yeah.
And fixing that as well. So I think that when you're constantly working on yourself and making sure that you know that there is no finished product to perfection, that's kind of celebrating pride.
Yeah.
You know, like you should kind of work on yourself a little bit every single day.
Exactly.
You know, some days are going to be a little worse than the other.
Right.
But the fact that I have the confidence to come out here in breakaway shorts and a nothing shirt just because I feel good in it kind of celebrates my pride.
Yeah.
You know, just like that.
Exactly.
You know, I'm just not afraid to be who I am, and I think you live once and it's not a long life.
Exactly.
So, you know, like celebrate yourself every day a little bit.
Right.
Buy the dress. have the Stoli pink lemonade. You know, like
Exactly.
it's okay. You know, you only live once. You're never alone. There are a million outlets and it's easier said than done, but just know you're never alone.
Yeah,
Ever.
exactly.
Ever. Yeah.
And I think I'm very much the same way of that. It's like kind of just be authentic to you. Never be afraid of showing whoever or whatever you want to be in whatever shape, way, or form that happens to be. Also, never let people dictate to you who or what you can or can't
Right.
be. Unless it's crazy, then you need to get your shit checked. But, I mean, for you just being your
Also
authentic
true.
self, I mean, seriously, have at it. I mean, be true to you and never be afraid to say, hey, this is me. And obviously, yeah, I'm growing every day. I need to learn how to grow every day, but definitely never be afraid to just be you, especially around here. And if you ever want to find a community where you do not know anyone but still want to find like family and love,
It's expensive, but come to us.
Yeah.
I mean, at least come out and hang out.
I'm not
at
gonna
least.
lie, it's really expensive,
It
but
is.
come.
But come and visit. Like,
You're
come and
the
check it
Empress of
out.
WeHo.
Yeah. Come visit
You
us.
made
I mean,
yourself.
seriously, we love meeting new people. We meet people, especially West
The
Hollywood.
Empress has a castle for
I-
you to stay in. I mean, come on.
It depends on what you look like.
Yeah.
It's called Motel 6.
We're taking applications.
We're taking applications.
Actively taking applications.
But seriously, I mean, West Hollywood is all about letting your freak flag fly and having fun and just being authentically you. So do it, live loud, live proud, and never be afraid to be gay as fuck. We are.
Agreed.
So we want. Oh, yeah. So, and if you haven't gotten it yet, make sure to go out and get your latest edition of West Hollywood Magazine and Gay Life LA Magazine here, where you have the beautiful sections. there.
Magic!
It's genius. Mind blown. But they're on all the different racks here in the West Hollywood community, so you can check them out as well as.
I need to meet him, by
several-
the way. The one on the cover.
Oh,
Oh.
David, he's such a sweetheart. I mean,
Yeah.
he's actually an
Stop.
amazing. He's a really amazing photographer too. So if you ever
It's a
need photo
self-portrait.
stuff,
Sit right on that.
it is a self-portrait. Yeah, he did this himself.
Yeah, well, there's a few things that I can do myself, too, with that one, so.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Hashtag sitting on face. as our favorite Eric.
I
loves
didn't
to
say it.
today. But really, I mean, yeah, go to that. Gay Life LA has all the stuff about going on for Pride Month, from One City, One Pride, to all the amazing Pride festivities that went on this last weekend, to some other stuff that you might not know about for LGBT community stuff, as well as West Hollywood Magazine having some fun things to do for the summer in the area, whether it's hiking, trailblazing,
Tennis.
going around tennis, water sporting,
Yeah.
all that fun jazz.
Drinking
Go
food.
check them out and get your information. You can also go to westhollywoodmag.net to see the digital version of this if you don't want to go out and be lazy and stay at home. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to GayLifeLA.com for always making this happen, and to this amazing
Thank you for having
Eric
me.
Restivo. Check Eric out Tuesdays at 4
I
p.m.
always check
on
him out.
UBN Radio, Facebook Live. You can check him out for Gay Life LA.
And make some
Eric
noise for the
Restivo.
Empress
Listen
of West
City.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
This fact. Thank you guys so much, as well as to Kings Road Apartment Homes for all the amazing space they let us use today. And to Stoli.
Cheers.
Patrick, thank you again.
Thanks, Stoli.
Congratulations to Harvey Milk, and if you want to see this beautiful mural, go to the chapel.
And
Ladies
next
and
week, who
gentlemen.
you're having on?
And next week is going to be a surprise. But she's an amazing lady with a big personality and even a bigger voice, so you're not going to
We're
want to
not
miss
allowed
it.
to say it?
No, we can. I want to make.
You should tell them it's a
I
big
want to give
deal.
them some anticipation.
Hold on, I'll do a drum roll for you.
Okay. We have the stunning and amazing Debbie Holiday.
Woo! That's a big deal.
She's a sweetheart.
It's a
I
big
love
deal.
her.
That's a
And
big fucking deal.
talented as hell. She, oh yeah. Fuck. And she's amazing, super
That's what you
talented, a brilliant personality, but also, I mean, a voice that slays. I mean, that girl can sing. absolutely amazing and a huge supporter of the LGBTQ plus communities as well. So we are her people. So we want to say goodbye, so long, gagging. Bye. Bye.
Jen.
Jen.
Bye.
Perfect.